Hey guys, I'm Bob Zingg. This is my son,
Aidan Zingg.
We're here at Washougal for the 2025 250 test. Last night we got introduced to the motor, the frame, the air box. Can't wait to see how much easier this air filter is going to be to change out. And then like what those changes are actually going to translate to on the track. And you have, what, 30, 40 hours on the 24 at this point?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty fresh test to come off of what you've been doing for the last couple months.
Yeah.
Into this thing. A couple weeks ago, I rode his 250, his 24 250, and today I'm hoping to get to ride the 25 250. So it'll be a really good kind of back-to-back of, like, you know, as a vet rider, this point and shoot and burying it into the turn and all these bad techniques that we have, like, to see how much low end does the bike really have. Can it pull a vet rider? Is it fun? Like, you also not having to tote around that much bike, or am I going to get as tired, right? That's something you always look forward to when you get on a lighter, less horsepower bike. Is it, if I can only do 2 laps normally, will I be able to do 4 or 5, and how much fun will that be? So it's like, if this is what test riders do, like, I definitely miss my calling.
Yeah, Kiefer gets to do this all the time,
yeah,
really?
This racing stuff might be for the birds. We just like go around and get treated like royalty. It's been amazing, right? Like,
I mean, there's nothing I could really complain with right now, but the track's pretty smooth. Okay. But as it gets more rough, I'll tell you, and then we can try something.
Did you get a chance to try the maps?
I did. That second one is like much more aggressive in the middle.
Okay. Do you like that better, or?
I feel like I need more off the bottom.
Okay.
So what do you think so far?
Really good. Really stable. I mean, I was really testing the traction out there. I crashed twice, both sides. Ripped the glove. Really stable in the front. Suspension stock is way better. Like last year, the stock setting we would have used is like a starting point for Supercross. It was so stiff. But this year it feels really good. Straight out of the box. I tried the first and second map. The first one is a bit more mellow. The second one's more aggressive in the middle, which I personally like better, and we're gonna adjust it on the app to try and make it a little bit faster off the bottom. So check back in after we do that.
Did you skim the whoops?
I tried. I mean, they're like this, and then go to this, and they're all different sizes, but we'll try with some more. Gotta get a video of the skimming.
Yeah.
Trying skimming.
Yeah. How long do you think he'll be out there until he gets like arm pump, or he's just weed?
He'll probably do like, this is my estimate, 3 laps warm up, then 2 laps getting up to speed, then 2 laps at speed, then he'll roll around for a couple laps, do 1 more good lap, and then he'll pull off. That's how it's gonna go.
Are you up next?
Yeah, I think so.
Your sag. Yeah. What's your weight? 185. So I should. You're gonna have to.
We have to change it.
Yeah.
From his weight, for sure.
Yeah. 107 now. He's gonna get a wheel cross. Nope. Okay. All good.
Thank you. That's what you got, full waffle grip?
That's what I was thinking about the whole time. No, it's cool. I mean, I'm still like the whole part of like riding at Washougal is like surreal, I guess. But the bike shed, like, I think it's better than the 24. It doesn't fall on its face near as bad.
Suspension's off.
No, it's fine. Perfect. Yeah. The clutch actually seems stronger to me than the other one. The other one I could feel it, and that one it just the way it should be.
Did you try any maps or traction control or anything?
I took the traction control off.
I don't think it was on.
It was. But I couldn't really tell much of a difference. I mean, my best laps were like the first half of one lap.
Can you feel like the bike being?
Yeah, that part's cool. I don't like hit anything when I'm going to the front. Whereas with the other one, it kind of gets hung up. But
Can you feel the air filter easier to take out while you're riding?
yeah.
That was good.
Dude, that's his favorite part of the whole bike.
Just taking out the air filter.
Yeah, he does it a
On
lot.
the other bike, it's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
One of the bumps and try and get in sync with them, but then you start getting tired, right? And then you're landing short of it, and then the rear of the bike's like searching for traction, trying to find it. So like to me, that was like the biggest spot where I noticed. And like when you try and jump far, a lot of times when you do that, like you feel it, and the handlebars really bad. But honestly, like there was nothing out there that I was like, ah. It all felt really good. It was all on me, right? Like if I wanted to make it a hard landing, like it's good. It's really good.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
I should probably use
You
the,
have
we
to
spent
start
the
from the
whole day
beginning.
riding loosely, huh?
I spent the whole day
What's
riding.
this we stuff?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
rode a couple laps.
They were great laps though.
Okay. Suspension compared to last year, suspension felt amazing. Last year was really stiff. This year, straight out of the box, didn't have to make any changes other than setting the sag. It was perfect for me. Not too stiff, not too soft. Engine feel is really good. Mid to top is where it's the best. We did some testing in the app, changing the mapping on trying to make the bottom a little faster, which definitely helped. But this bike's strong suit is mid to top. Front end handling is much better on this bike than the 2024. The traction is questionable at Washougal, and I crashed 3 times on all different sides, so I definitely pushed it to the limits, and it's definitely much more stable coming into the corners. You're not gonna have as much head shake, and it corners much better.
I had an amazing time on this bike. I think that it is quite a bit better than the 24 that I rode. Things that I noticed about this bike that I did like a lot, brakes are really good. The bike turns really well. The last couple Cowies that I've ridden, it was a while ago, and they all felt really long. Didn't really have like a tendency to turn that well. The 24 turns really well, and this probably turns even better than that. So I was really impressed with that. On the 24, I found myself going to the clutch quite a bit. Right, so we're at Washougal. The 24 I rode at Paula, and it was a constant like grabbing at the clutch coming out of a turn, grabbing at the clutch to go up the face of something. If I knew I needed to get over something, grabbing at the clutch. And when I would grab at the clutch, it would be kind of a gang, gang, gang. Like I would feel it, I'd feel feedback in the lever. Whereas on this bike, I feel none of that. It's super smooth. I'm not going for the clutch nearly as often. So from that side, as far as how it's building the power, how it's making the power, and when I do need to use the clutch, those are all solid improvements. I did notice also, as far as ergonomics go, when I would go into the front of this bike, on the other bike, I would get hung up a little bit. I would feel it as I'm coming into the turn. My knees would kind of get stuck here, where I don't notice that on this bike. As a dad to a pretty fast racer, this airbox design is quite a bit better. The other one is just, the air filter's this big, and trying to get it out of there, out of a space that's about that big, was damn near impossible. So this one, it's like a cartridge, like kind of like a cassette, where no tools are required. You pop this thing off, you pop this thing off, unclip these, slide that out, slide a new one in, and much easier. So all I'm thinking about is like when I saw some of those pretty awesome passes, like they go up Horsepower Hill, dive to the inside. I'm like, really, is that hard, do you think? And then I get back there, I'm like, dude, I'm the only dude in this section, and this is very difficult. Like this is my first time riding it, and I was pretty taken back by the sections, going into the trees, the off camber stuff. It's really cool.
How about the oppos?
Oh yes. The oppos were
How
nice.
about the oppos?
He thinks they were good. You're
okay.
just a hater. He's like all anti-oppo. I'll try him at Fox, and then he's like, "Are you a freestyle rider now? What are we doing?"
The problem is they serve no practical use on a racetrack.
Me and Mosman, we were going fast, and I was doing oppos every single lap, and I was looking back at the same time to see how far.
And it would literally slow you down when you would do them.
But I could see him behind me, and I could see how far he was, and there was a gain.
Hey guys, good morning. I'm Bob Zingg. We're out here at Washougal for day 2 of the 2025 KX250X.
The off-road was more
Okay.
his I guess you could say his pace.
Yeah. He comes back, I had so much fun, the scenery, and I'm like, no, how is the bike? How is the bike?
The bike's sick. It's so much fun. I had a great time.
Suspension soft?
No, it feels good. Like over that sketchy stuff where it's like marbly and like the ground's going away, and like there was like a double this morning, you'd land into a pocket, and now you're landing into a pocket with a bunch of roots coming out of it, and you're like, I don't know, man. You hope for the best and just kind of like chugs right through it. So that part's cool. So is the KX250 in either form the right bike for a 45-year-old vet rider? So this really comes down to what are you trying to get out of your riding, and kind of you pick your heart, right? Like either way, riding a motocross bike is a great time and it's hard, and like to be good at it, you're gonna have to work on one of those two things. So so as soon as I got on the bike, I really didn't feel much of a difference compared to the motocross bike that we rode yesterday. Which I was pleasantly surprised with, right? Like the last thing I want to do is get on something that feels completely different. Right? Like I've ridden a couple enduro bikes before, and it's like, okay, the stature that the bike sets, everything that it does is just a little bit off. It's a night and day difference the way that this is set up versus the way the motocross bike is set up. Because on the motocross track, the suspension's quite a bit soft, versus out on the trails, it's perfect. And it's really only pronounced when you're out on the motocross track. So that was definitely very welcomed, and like I think made a big difference when you got up into some of the tighter stuff where you're kind of like, you're gonna hit square edge stuff, rocks this big, and it's gonna shoot you across. But with a motocross bike, that's gonna have a whole different effect of what it's gonna do, the way that this bike's set up, what I'm presumably is out of the crate. So one of the things that you said in your last comments that I really liked was how this bike is that dual purpose, that you can actually, you could buy this one bike, take it out on a motocross track and have a great time, and take it off-road and do the same.
I agree. If you like doing off-road and you also like racing motocross or riding motocross, this is the bike for you.
Again, I can't say enough thank yous to Racer X, Kawasaki, and Kiefer Inc. for making this possible. So thank you very much.